Welcome back to Paul's Tech News. Let's clear a few things up right from the start. Yes, there is tech news this week, even though my good friend Kyle and I have just completed a marathon live stream to raise unseemly amounts of money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You can still donate and enter the giveaways too, by the way, see my link tree in the description. Thanks to all who joined, we had a fabulous time, but also, no, this will not be a feature-length tech news, see item A if you'd like to know why. And yes, somehow my beard has grown back, even though I clearly shaved it off live on camera just a few hours ago, which let me tell you, I'm none too happy about. It's freaking itchy. But don't let that distract you as I burn through a recap of this week's top stories, with AMD hopping on the AI train, NVIDIA receiving a dire warning from the powers that be, and GTA 6 announcements causing mixed emotions amongst PC gamers. It'll be a close shave, but I think we can get through it. And if you must know, the answer to the beard riddle, of course, is time travel. So let's get back to the tech news.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by Lexar's NM790 NVMe SSDs, providing lightning-fast storage for the latest generation of gaming and workstation PCs. Featuring a high-bandwidth PCIe Gen 4x4 interface, broad compatibility thanks to the M.2 2280 form factor, and capacities up to 4 terabytes with sequential read speeds up to 7,400 megabytes per second, the NM790 makes no compromises and is conveniently available with or without an integrated heatsink. It's also a perfect pairing for Lexar's stable, reliable, and efficient Thor OC DDR5 memory kits too, so click the sponsor link in the description for more. When time is of the essence, we do the whole show tech briefs style, so strap up and buckle on for maximum efficiency. AMD hosted their Advancing AI event in San Jose, California on Wednesday, reminding the world that NVIDIA isn't the only company angling to rebrand itself as an AI hardware manufacturer to take advantage of global market trends. AMD expects to sell $2 billion worth of AI accelerators in 2024 alone, and many of those will probably be their MI300X chip that debuted at the event. They are even bringing back their oft-neglected term APU to describe it, and it's a beast built from 13 chiplets, some 3D stacked with 24 Zen 4 CPU cores, a CDNA 3 graphics engine, and 8 stacks of HBM3 memory, totaling 153 billion transistors, AMD's largest chip ever. According to AMD, it can outperform NVIDIA's H100 by 1.6 to 4 times in some workloads, while being more efficient too, although these numbers still need to be independently validated. The MI300X is focused on generative AI applications, and there's also an MI300A variant that's more geared towards supercomputers. For exhaustive details, check out the Tom's Hardware article linked in the description. And for those of us who don't build data center AI farms, AMD had something too, but it's tainted by poor marketing choices. AMD's existing Ryzen 7040 Phoenix mobile processors will be replaced by the Ryzen 8040 Hawk Point series, but they are almost entirely the same CPUs, just with an NPU or neural processing unit for AI workloads added on. And some are actually downclocked versus the 7040 series in order to stay within TDP limits, while sporting the same 5nm Zen 4 cores, RDNA 3 graphics, and XDNA AI engine. So once again, we have the first Ryzen 8000 series CPUs, but they're bastardized rebrands of existing mobile chips with shunted-in AI hardware because marketing reps who make these decisions would rather obfuscate and confuse their customers rather than going with a naming scheme that actually makes sense. Speaking of bastardized AI hardware, NVIDIA seems to think they are oh so sneaky by continually respinning their AI chips in order to slip in beneath the export regulations imposed by the US government over the last year or two. But US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo seems to be onto them. In a Fortune interview Monday, she made it clear: if you redesign a chip around a particular cut line that enables them, meaning China, to do AI, I'm going to control it the very next day. And to be clear, I am not advocating for or against these sanctions. I'll leave that discussion to the level-headed folks in the comments section. But it seems like NVIDIA might need to think twice about their plans to bring products like the RTX 4090D to market. Spinning up a product launch isn't cheap, and having that product immediately banned for export to a massive market like China ain't good for business. Speaking of NVIDIA, they still make gaming GPUs, it's just more of a hobby now. Case in point, the RTX 3050. Theoretically, NVIDIA's offering to the sub-$250 PC gaming market for GPUs might be getting a downgrade sometime soon. This is still a rumor sourced from Chinese site benchlife.info, but poorly binned RTX 3060 GA106 chips might be paired with 6GB of VRAM, 2GB less, and called the new RTX 3050, possibly retailing for $180 or so, which means it would already be substantially outperformed by the Arc A750 and Radeon RX 6600 before it even launches. But they would be able to make it a 75-watt card, ditching those pesky PCIe power connectors, which is just the sort of polish this turd needs. The other GPUs NVIDIA is supposedly working on are the super variants of several RTX 40 series GPUs, and a recent IDA64 update seems to indicate that those rumors are likely true. The GeForce RTX 4080 Super is specifically called out in the version 7.00 release notes, alongside the Radeon RX 6750 GRE 12GB, so our expectations for a CES announcement from NVIDIA are now that much firmer. Speaking of things that make you firmer, the gaming world was fully erect in anticipation of the promised GTA 6 trailer debut on Tuesday, but Rockstar went with an unexpected early release and went live with the 1-minute 30-second teaser trailer on Monday instead. They made that call because of another unfortunate leak. Some shady individuals obtained the footage and slapped a shitty crypto ad watermark on it before posting it to Twitter on the 4th, a day early. But Rockstar opted to go live with the real deal within 1 hour, hopefully derailing any momentum the leaked trailer was gaining. The actual trailer set multiple records as it racked up the view counts this week, sitting somewhere north of 130 million views as of filming, which is not bad for a 3 or 4 day run. Perhaps lost amongst the hype was this bit of disappointing, if expected, news though. Rockstar publisher Take-Two has only confirmed a PS5 and Xbox Series X and S release in 2025. The PC version, it would seem, will once again be delayed versus the console launch. That sucks, Rockstar. Even when you know it's coming, a slap to the face still stings. But perhaps we can console ourselves, not just in order to play GTA 6, but also with the knowledge that video games are everywhere, and there have been a lot of good ones released this year. And according to the Game Awards, Baldur's Gate was the best one, as the title won 6 awards, including Game of the Year on Thursday. Developers from Larian were humbly grateful for the accolades, but awards were only part of the show. There was also a fairly ridiculous number of new games revealed, with trailers and even launch dates for some that are nearly finished. There's even this weird Apex Legends Final Fantasy VII crossover? What? Anyway, if any of these games strike your fancy, check out the PC Gamer article linked in the description, where it has all of the trailers. Every once in a while we hear about some major PC vulnerability, and this week there's a notable one called LogoFAIL. It affects just about every Windows and Linux device, says Ars Technica, which sounds just lovely, and sports a trifecta of happy features. It's easy to carry out, can be executed remotely, and runs during the earliest boot up stages, so it can bypass many typical system defenses. And it's exploiting a purely cosmetic feature, the logo splash image that appears on boot up, usually with your motherboard manufacturer's image. LogoFAIL replaces the legitimate image with an identical looking one that actually compromises your system. The only bright side is that the exploit was discovered by white hat security researchers, so patched UEFI updates for many affected devices were made available Wednesday in coordination with the reveal of LogoFAIL at the Black Hat Security Conference in London. Closing out with some more optimistic news, a research team from Japan's National Institute of Information and Communications Technology set a new world record for optical fiber data transmission last week. They pushed 22.9 petabits per second of data through a single optical cable composed of multiple fibers. The feat was achieved using a 38-core, 3-mode fiber optic cable combined with space division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing, allowing them to more than double the previous world record, which was an embarrassingly slow 10.66 petabytes per second. Of course, numbers like these lose their meaning without proper context, so let's see. If we convert 22.9 petabits to gigabits, that's about 22.9 million. Divide by 8, of course, to give us gigabytes. That's about 2.8 to 2.9 gigabytes per second, ballpark. And then according to this site's MP3 song capacity calculator, 1 gigabyte can store about 319 songs, depending on the bitrate and stuff, of course. So if they were transferring MP3s, they could send about 913 million of them times 210 seconds, and that would take about 191 billion seconds to listen to, or about 6,080 years. And again, they transferred that much data in 1 second. I think we're gonna need some more MP3s. And I need to get some more rest. So there you have it, guys. Tech news for the week. And if you liked it, click that like button or leave me a comment down below. While you're down there, all the articles I talked about today are linked in the description if you're interested, and you can check out my store at paulshardware.net for high quality merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, beer sets, and more. Check out the charity live stream if you'd like to see the links to how you can enter the giveaways or how you can still donate. Subscribing to my channel is always a good call too. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next week.